We just got the numbers in when this was recorded. A couple days go by. There might be some adjustments, and if there are, we will update this video. But from the week before, we discussed how Mortal Kombat did win out at the box office, but Demon Slayer was the bigger winner. Because when you look deep in the numbers, Demon Slayer was playing in half the theaters Mortal Kombat was, and still almost overtook Mortal Kombat in the movie theaters, which, you know, I think that is very amazing. I mean, there are a lot of companies out there that didn't want to play this in their theaters, not realizing it. That, you know, Demon Slayer could be a moneymaker for them, because I know I've talked to a lot of people, and I know in this area where I'm at, I would have to travel distance just to go see Demon Slayer. So I put it aside, and I said I'll wait till pay-per-view, or, you know, if it comes online, and I'll watch it online. You know, I'm not really missing much at the moment. And besides, my wife, she hasn't watched the entire series yet. So if I go without her, she'll be very mad. But what has happened this week? Demon Slayer has overtook the box office at the #1 position. They added 300 theaters to it, so we got about 1,900 theaters. And Mortal Kombat has gone up about 41 theaters. And the final tallies are not in, but what it looks like, Demon Slayer may have taken the #1 spot with about beating it by about 20 to 30,000, which is amazing, because basically when you look at the numbers, both movies, the movies are down in numbers from the first week to now. Now, is that because they added more theaters? In the case of Demon Slayer, it's a possibility. In the case of Mortal Kombat, it's only 41 more theaters, but it is a massive drop. But that tends to happen in the industry. Sometimes you can get a drop of about 70%. The question is, how long will that drop stay in place? Now, as far as numbers overall, King Kong versus Godzilla is still up there, because basically they were making money, and people would say, well, that's because China numbers and stuff like that. Yes and no, but, you know, it's been out for a couple of weeks now. But we're headed into Memorial, and we're headed into the summer. Supposed to get some blockbusters are going to be coming out during the summer. Not a lot, but a good amount. There'll probably be a lot more rescheduling as the industry sees that the market is opening up again, and people are going to the theaters. Also, on top of that, places like New York City, the governor of New York has announced that in July, the first week of July, right before the 4th of July, New York City plans to be opened at 100%. You know, we're partially open right now here in New York, but to be open at 100%, one thing, people are moviegoers in New York City. Whether it is a blockbuster or a art house movie. Because that's one thing about around New York City is, you know, you got the big theaters, you got the AMCs and stuff like that, but then you have also the little hole-in-the-wall theaters that have been around for a long time that have shown some great indie films. I've seen stuff like the Proposition, you know, an Australian flick about the Australian West, which was a great film. And there's been a slew of other films that I've seen in that. It's the Angelica Film Center, which is on Houston Street, if you're familiar with New York. And like I say, if you want to see a movie that is not in wide release, but basically is a good movie, a good one to catch. These are, you know, those little indie films that you wouldn't catch in the movie theaters, and sometimes you'll catch them online. One thing about the Angelica Theater, a lot of people do go there because basically they know they can catch something that, something new, something fresh, something bold, that's always coming out, and it's always there's always something constantly playing. You know, if you're ever in New York, hit the little theaters out here if you want to go see a good movie. Cinema Village is the other one. There's a couple of others. We used to have the 8th Street Playhouse back in the day. That was the place where Rocky Horror was born. You know, there were many small theaters, and we always respectively said, you know, support the small theaters, because those places, they'll bring you stuff that, you know, that you may not think of seeing. But getting back to Demon Slayer, Mortal Kombat, we'll see during the next week or so as more movies get released. Unless some things can change, May is a light month. I mean, unless some of this has changed. Now, as far financially, has Mortal Kombat banked money? Not really, not at this time. I mean, we need to see some more openings. Japan is delayed a bit because they're dealing with COVID issues. China, I don't think they've opened in China yet. Now, as far as Demon Slayer, they've banked money, and they know that basically they're. I mean, we're looking at worldwide. They're going to hit the $500 million mark. They, you know, $500 million for a small movie like this that's based on. I mean, if you want to be technical, this is season 2 of this TV series. That's really what it is, and you know what comes out as far as what's coming out is season 3, but they're calling it a movie. But this happens in the anime world. You're going to get these mini movies in between. If you're not familiar with the anime world, My Hero Academia has stories in between the seasons or in between episodes, depending on how many they put out at the time. Dragon Ball has had theirs in history past. If you've seen any of the Dragon Ball movies, and pretty much everybody else, Bleach, One Piece. In fact, there's a ton of One Piece now just being is available now on Tubi TV, so you can catch a lot of the movies if you're almost up to date. If you've reached that 900 episode mark, because we're almost at the end of One Piece, so it's good to go back and catch those movies if you haven't yet. So you've reached this part of the video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, like, share this video. And remember, you can comment below freely on all of our social media platforms. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye now. Oh, and before we go, don't forget to check out our new Teespring shop, our Q2Cast shop, and at our new address, Shop Q2Cast, where you could check out our new anime shirts that we have out. Anime shirts, pillows, just in time for the spring and summer. Go check them out. And we have some of our classics still available there from our TV shows. And we have more t-shirts on the way. We're redesigning the Q2Cast shop, our merch shop. We have a lot more coming. So do check us out. That's shopq2cast.com. One more time, that's shopq2cast.com. It is up and available just for you. And remember, all proceeds go to help this channel.
Did I take this job for a quick buck? We may never know the answer to these questions. Next week.
Gamera is really neat. He is filled with turtle meat. We all love you, Gamera.
Kill him. Better yet, I'll kill him. You push the button.